All right, guys. So today we are going to be talking about how to schedule yourself on the scheduler. So right in here, in your DM scheduling SOP, you will have the link to the schedule. So what we're going to do, we are going to click this and open it up, and it'll take you right to the scheduling board. So what you're going to see at the top is going to be total hours worked for every person. So how this is going to go. As you schedule yourself on different days, you will then come back to the top and add how many hours you're working that day. So for example, Alyssa is working 8 hours on Monday, 8 hours on Tuesday, 8 hours on Wednesday, 8 hours on Friday, and 8 hours on Sunday for a total of 40 hours. Sarah is doing 6, 6.5, 5, and 6 for a total of 23.5 hours. So you can, kind of get a feel for where we're at. Our goal is that across the board, we can hit 240 hours worked, which we did perfectly for this week, which is awesome. So as you come in, just make sure you kind of cross-reference the accounts with the hours you're working. So for example, we have these kind of in order of which account you're working. So we have NLCA's Instagram, Chad's Instagram, ads, VSL, the WhatsApp community chat, and then the free Facebook group, LinkedIn, and TikTok. So these three are usually a little bit lighter, so they are easier to work. So we've added 3 in one shift. So how this is going to go, the top 2, NLCA and Chad, are our 2 biggest accounts. So we need the most amount of support in there as possible. What we're going to end up doing is we want to make sure that these accounts have a consistent schedule first. Now, obviously, you know the rules by now, but you cannot be in the same top account for more than 2 days in a row. So if you book yourself, like Aubrey booked herself Monday and Tuesday in NLCA IG, she would have to take Wednesday off because we want to keep it fair. We do go performance-based for scheduling. So if you are, the number 1 person and you take every single good spot for the week, that doesn't give anyone else a chance to improve their numbers. So we want to make sure that it is fair. We do need a coverage in NLCA and Chad's account as early as possible until as late as possible. So typically what that looks like is starting somewhere between 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. and ending somewhere around the 9 p.m. mark. So look, for example, Aubrey's going to work 6 to 3. So she is taking that early morning shift, which is again around that 6 a.m. time. She's taking the morning shift and she's basically working until the afternoon. So she's put herself on the schedule from 6 to 3. Sarah's going to work 3 to 9. So we have 2 people in that account, but we've got the whole day covered, which is fantastic. Tuesday, we have 3 different people working that account because we just needed the coverage for it. So Aubrey's going to work 6 to 3, Alyssa 3 to 7, Justin 7 to 9. So we still have that early morning to late evening coverage. On Wednesday, looks like we didn't have anyone who could come in super early, which is totally fine. We're still starting by 8. We have 8 to 5 and 5 to 9 and so on and so forth. So what you'll do is you'll come in, you are going to schedule yourself in, whatever accounts need coverage. And then you'll go in order. So sometimes this will look pretty bare. Sometimes it'll look pretty full. It depends on which order you're doing your shift. So what we want you to do is really take a peek at each account and see where the coverage is needed. For example, if Hannah wasn't here, I'm not going to delete this, but let's pretend there was nothing here. You could come in on your shift and be like, ooh, we definitely need coverage, on Wednesday all day in NLCA. So you could schedule yourself there. So as we go through, weekends are going to be a little bit later. We don't expect, everyone to be on all the time. But as you can see, Laura is going to work NLCA from 9 to 1. Alyssa's going to work Chad's from 7 to 3, and then Hannah's going to work Chad's from 3 to 8. So what's likely going to happen is that when Laura's done at 1, Alyssa will probably take over until 3, so she could do both accounts, and then Hannah will work both accounts until 8. Same kind of concept here. Hannah's working 8 to noon on Saturday in both accounts. Justin is working 3 to 6. He will be toggling between the 2 big accounts. Yeah, pretty much. We just want to have as much coverage as possible in the top 2. Ads is a very big account as well. So I'd say that's probably 3rd most important. And then so on and so forth. VSL, WhatsApp, and LinkedIn, TikTok, and Freego. But by the time you watch this video, you will have learned the kind of chain and how it works to do your schedule. But you'll be able to go into the board, add yourself to whatever shifts are needed, and then you'll add up your total at the top for how many hours you're working each day for your total for the week. So let me know if you guys have any specific questions, but we should be good.